Ladies and gentlemen, this is Big Ray. If you don't know who I am the Mark of the Master, the Man of the Plan. Big Ray here to stay to talk some TNA Impact 11/10/2016 today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your OneWrestling.com TNA Impact Wrestling Report. Now, before I start off, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to be taking over TNA. This is where I started about 4 years ago, guys. And listen, the product has changed quite a bit. If you guys have not been watching the TNA product, go and check it out. This show was the perfect example as to why I've been enjoying TNA. And I also cover the Impact Rebellion over at WrestleZone.com, ladies and gentlemen. You can hear the podcast tomorrow, depending on when you're listening to this, depending on when you're watching this, you can listen to the podcast sometime tomorrow. That'll be 11/11/2016 with me and my co-host, Ya Allah, Mr. Bin Hamin, crushing all infidels, putting them in the camel clutch, making them humble. Well, that's more of like the Iron Sheik. But anyway, guys, I also want to make mention that, of course, our fallen brother, Bill Schuyler, who's not with us anymore, was the TNA correspondent here, and he also covered NXT. And listen, guys, along with my dad over my shoulder, Bill Schuyler's picture will always hang over my shoulder here. He'll always be looking out for me. So not only do I have one guardian angel now, but I have two guardian angels in that big ring in the sky. So again, ladies and gentlemen, you can follow me on Twitter at Big Ray Show. Listen, guys, let's jump right into this show. The show kicks off with the TNA champion, Eddie Edwards, in the ring, and he's talking about how he turned negativity into positivity and how he's using it as motivation. Well, he says he isn't hiding from anyone. Now, all of a sudden, he gets interrupted by Stone Cold Steve. I'm sorry, by Eli Drake, dummy. Yeah. Dummy. Yeah. Anyway. So Eli Drake comes to the ring, and Eli Drake says that he is going to take the World Heavyweight Championship because apparently he's cashing in tonight. So he's going for the gold tonight. And, well, that's a fact of life, dummy. Yeah. I hit myself a little too hard. Anyway, so they're going back and forth. And, well, Ethan Carter III, EC3, interrupts. And Ethan Carter III says that, well, Eli Drake, you're not ready. You are not ready to be TNA World Heavyweight Champion. So he's basically going to be betting on Eddie Edwards to retain the title. Now, they're going back and forth. And, of course, the Miracle Mike Bennett with his gorgeous, gorgeous wife. They come to the ring, and I like this because this segment is showing how important that TNA World Heavyweight title is, showing the importance of the TNA. Everybody wants to get this TNA Heavyweight title. So I'm digging the way this is going. They're all cutting very good promos. Even Eddie Edwards, who out of everybody here may be the least best at cutting promos, but even he cut a relatively convincing promo here. Now, so EC3 comes, takes care of that. We got the Miracle Mike Bennett, who comes to the ring, and he interrupts again. Like I said, he reminds EC3 that, well, basically EC3, I beat you. I beat you. And also, he's going to be champion and, well, save the company. Well, here's the deal. Fight breaks out, and then Moose comes to the ring. Yes, Moose. I like doing that. Sometimes I wake up in the morning, and I kind of do that just to get the blood flowing and stuff, and anyway, neither here nor there. It's kind of weird. But anyway, so Moose comes. He totally clears the ring. And we have the Moose versus Miracle Mike Bennett. And to see who qualifies. Now, again, they're having a tournament to see who qualifies for the #1 contendership of the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. See who's going to basically face the champion. Now, early in the match, you have Maria, who definitely gets involved a little too much. But yes, the veteran, the TNA Hall of Fame referee, Earl Hebner, tosses her out. And let me tell you something, guys. The Miracle Mike Bennett hit Moose with this pile driver. I mean, Paul Orndorff would have been extremely, extremely proud. Moose rolls outside of the ring. Now, they go back and forth outside of the ring, and basically Moose takes Eli. I keep saying Eli Drake, dummy. Yeah, maybe I'm the dummy. Takes the Miracle Mike Bennett, picks him up, and drops him on the steps outside the ring. And he's going for a shoulder block, that being the Moose, but Moose misses. Hits the steps. Well, he didn't miss the steps. I mean, he pretty much. Anyway, well, I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. But he hits the steps full on, and the Miracle Mike Bennett, using the noodle, goes into the ring, beats the 10 count. The Miracle Mike Bennett goes over. I like the way this match was booked. I enjoyed the match. It was actually pretty good. The Miracle Mike Bennett is excellent in the ring, guys. I love the dichotomy between him and Maria. They're just they're one of my very favorite couples in professional wrestling, and I think I think sooner or later you're going to see Miracle Mike Bennett with that TNA World Heavyweight title very, very soon. Who knows? Maybe he might win this tournament. But that's neither here nor there. Now we got Al Snow, and Al Snow is back, and he says that well, he's going to go to the ring and celebrate with the Tribunal. He's back from his injury. Interesting. Well, hold on. I have a premonition. Actually, no more premonitions. You got Matt Hardy, and he's basically lost his mind even more than he has before. It was really weird. He's in the house, and Brother Nero drives up. That being Jeff Hardy, he drives up on his bike, his motorcycle, and his beautiful wife, that being Matt's wife, comes outside Rebby Sky with the little baby Max, who's absolutely awesome. His first interview was actually here on OneWrestling.com with Bill Apter. You got to go check that out. But anyway, so she's explaining that he's trying to build another dining room. And you have Senior Benjamin, who's basically instructing him. And I got to be honest with you, absolutely hilarious. And he's approached by his Brother Nero, and Brother Nero is trying to kind of jog his memory. And well, Broken Matt, well, is he broken? Well, maybe he's even more broken Matt. I don't know what to call him. But anyway, Brokener Matt. Broken Matt. Let's just call him Broken Matt for now. But Broken Matt basically states that, well, he's an engineer. And it's funny because me and Ben Hameen on Impact Rebellion actually spoke about this, and we said it would be funny if he comes in some penny loafers with a little sweater. And that's exactly what he was wearing. It was like your everyday next door neighbor with a giant white stripe on that mane, whatever the hell you call it. But anyway, so yeah, man. So right now, Matt Hardy, his head is not all there. But if he's Broken Matt, his head is still not there. It's kind of a weird balance. Anyway, so we got Baraka and Dax, and they're in the ring. And I got to be honest with you, TNA fans were not feeling this segment. And I got to be honest with you, neither was I really. But Baraka and Dax, two mean-looking sons of you-know-what. And Al Snow comes to the ring. And now I got to be honest with you guys. I knew what was going to happen from the very, very beginning. Al Snow he's working backstage. He's not going to be an on-air personality unless he gets back in the ring, because the guy's in phenomenal shape. Just ask David Hero. That's his buddy over there. But anyway, unbelievable. I mean, he looks really, really good. But neither here nor there. Listen, again, I knew this was coming. Not that I read the spoilers, and do not send me messages telling me what the spoilers are. I hate that. I don't read the spoilers. Don't do that to me. Never. No. Like Peter Griffin says. No. Anyway, so basically, yes, the Tribunal attack their mentor. They said that they said that they never needed him, and they didn't attack the Hardys for him, but they did it for themselves, so on and so forth. They beat the living hell out of Mr. Head. Yeah. Anyway, Al Snow, and then for some reason, the Mahabali Shera comes out to the ring, and well, he starts beating the crap out of everybody. But well, first nut shot of the night. Yes, a low blow by the Tribunal onto Mahabali Shera. And listen, guys, again, the fans absolutely not digging this segment. Well, we got Mr. Spectacular backstage, and he's waiting for Aaron Rex. I guess he wants to fight outside the ring. And let's jump into this next match. We have the Monster Abyss versus Ethan Carter III, EC3, the face of TNA. Face that runs that's another organization, and anyway, doesn't matter. So we got Abyss. He controlled most of this match using his size, his strength, so on and so forth. And at one point we have Abyss outside the ring, and he picks up Ethan Carter III and just choke slams him on that steel frame on the ring apron. It was brutal, man. When I see those things, man, I kind of get a little nervous, because you can break a neck, break a back, break a shoulder bone, break a rib. You can break. Really, I mean, it's really bad. But anyway, finally, look, they worked their way back in the ring, and it was kind of a slow-paced match, but actually an enjoyable match. Not too bad. Abyss, one of the best in the business, man. This guy's been doing his thing for quite some time. He is TNA through and through. I love Abyss, and the fact that he remade himself over into that decayed version of Abyss, absolutely love it. But after a series of clotheslines from Ethan Carter III, a stinger splash and a missile dropkick off the top rope, he goes for a 1%er, but gets choke slammed for the 1, 2. No, he kicks out. He actually kicks out. The Monster gets a chair for some reason. I guess he didn't give a damn at this point, and he didn't care whether he was going to get, disqualified or anything. But he gets into the ring, and he swings and misses, kind of looking like I was going to make Cubs Indians joke, but I don't know who's watching right now, so I'm just gonna leave that one alone. But anyway, yes, swings and misses, and Ethan Carter III puts Abyss in a sleeper hold and makes him tap out, kind of like an MMA style finish to this match, which wasn't too bad. We go back to the broken home. It sounds personal. It sounds like one of those after school specials for NBC back in the day when I was a kid. But that's, you guys have no idea what I'm talking about if you're under 25 or 30. But anyway, so the Broken Hardys are trying to jog Matt's memory with the obsolete song. And I gotta be honest with you, this other portion of the segment was absolutely freaking hilarious. The look on Matt Hardy's face just literally made me smile. My heart smiled. It was excuse me. How can I put this in words? I'm choking on my own. Anyway. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. But anyway, neither here nor there. So yeah, man. They tried to jog his memory. I fade away and classify myself as obsolete. And Matt Hardy's like, and he did it again. I fade away and classify myself. You know, the whole, and he's just, anyway, he calls his wife Debbie, and he calls his brother Nero Brother Hero. Just classic stuff. Anyway, and excuse the coughing, guys. I promise I won't do that anymore. That's very unprofessional of me. Should have hit the cough button, but whatever. Fine. So anyway, we move on. We have JB in the ring. That's Jeremy Borash, and this guy is just awesome, man. I love this guy. He does a little bit of everything for TNA. He's been there since the very beginning, since the days of the Asylum, which I have been a fan of TNA since the days of the Asylum. And JB, he puts Gail Kim over and says Gail Kim is going to make a huge announcement. And, you know, he calls out the 6-time TNA Knockouts champion. And Gail Kim, I got to tell you something. Man, I would, if I was your husband, like the great chef that he is, I'd be cooking for you every single night. I mean, she looked amazing. Simply wonderful. Anyway, that's the Hardy thing. So Gail Kim calls out Jade and just really puts this young lady over as the future of TNA wrestling, or future of women's wrestling. And I want to hear what you guys think about this, guys. Leave your comments here below at onewrestling.com, YouTube/OneWrestlingVideo. Hit me on Twitter at Big Ray Show. Just leave your comments, you know, just hit us up at One Wrestling, also on Twitter. I would like to hear what you guys think, whether you think this young lady is the future. I have other thoughts about that, but I'll get into that another day. But listen, man, out of nowhere, we have Decay coming into the ring, and they interrupt this love fest because Gail Kim is just about to make an announcement, and part of me believes that Gail Kim was about to announce her retirement. I do not know the spoilers. Please do not leave comments below regarding the spoilers, but I believe that Gail Kim was going to retire and was going to say, Jade, your last match is going to be with me. This is what I'm assuming. This is what I'm guessing. This is what I'm kind of figuring out. So maybe it happens. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll never know. We won't know for a while as the Decay come down and absolutely decimate. I mean, Gail Kim, Rosemary comes to the ring finally. We see Rosemary, who I absolutely love her character. Rosemary comes to the ring, and as Gail Kim is charging at her, Rosemary sprays her in the face with a green mist. And then obviously Jade is being held down and taken out by Crazy Steve on the outside. Jeremy Borash is actually, I guess, choked out and thrown out of the ring by Abyss. It was just a Bendelum. Really, really, really well done segment, man. A lot of heat on the heels here. A lot of heat on the monsters. Love this segment. Really was feeling it, man. Again, towards the end of this segment, we have Jade, who is basically Gail Kim is taken out. Jade tries to fight back. She gets hit with a Rosemary finisher, I guess. Long story short, Jade is being held down by Crazy Steve, and they set a trash can, that being Abyss, sets a trash can by her side, by her shoulder. And Rosemary goes to the far corner apron, and she's about 20 feet away from her, and she goes coast to coast a la Shane McMahon and slams the garbage can into the side, knocking out Jade. Again, I really, really enjoyed this segment. I don't think Rosemary totally hit that garbage can flush, but that's why we have editing and different camera angles. Just saying. Trevor Lee versus Rockstar Spud versus the X Division champ Zema Ion, or DJZ, who, I gotta be honest with you, all these guys are going for, whoever wins this match goes on to face whoever for the #1 contendership of the World Heavyweight title. And listen, man, this was a good freaking match. No, seriously, don't argue with me. I'm telling you, it's a good match. I know you only watch WWE, but it is what it is. What do you mean? Listen, just watch the replay. I'm sure you can find it. Anyway, it's a good match. It was a really good match, man. I mean, there was spots all over the place. DJZ showed me why he is the X Division champion and why this young man is, man, if WWE, if you're watching, not that I would, hope that he leaves TNA, but jeez and crackers, that guy would do amazing things in the cruiserweight division over there. But he's doing his thing as the TNA X Division World Champion, X Division champion, excuse me. Spud starts off by spitting on the champ, and here we go. DJZ does his move where he jumps. He's in the ring and jumps and lands on the top rope and does his springboard and almost kills himself, almost breaks his leg on the barricade and steel barricade outside. I mean, jeez. Anyway, again, this was just a really, really well done match. A spot fest, but a fun spot fest. Everything made sense. DJZ at the end of the match goes for a ZDT and gets the second nut shot of the night. Yes, another low blow. This is given out by Rockstar Spud. Rockstar Spud rolls up DJZ for the 1-2. No, interrupted by Trevor Lee, and Trevor Lee hits the Fisherman's Buster for the 1-2-3, and of course the referee was being distracted, so he didn't really see the old, hit in the yam bag. Anyway, so yeah, man, that was it with that. So Trevor Lee advances, and that guy, that caveman looking dude, man, he may cause some trouble in the heavyweight championship tournament. But anyway, backstage we got Aiden O'Shea, Mutt, and he's back there. He informs Grado and Robbie E that they have a handicap match. And hey, Robbie E and Grado are excited to be working together, and they're happy. And yay, we got a handicap match. It's gonna be an easy night. Blah blah blah. We're gonna beat somebody up. It's don't you want to know who you're gonna be fighting, guys? That's what he says. And yeah, you're gonna be fighting Bobby Lashley. And the mood kind of changes. It was wasn't really good for the two. But anyway, man, listen, I'm not gonna really break this match down. Robbie E and Grado, Robbie E and Grado versus Bobby Lashley. They do their best. They make it a competitive match, but let's just leave it like this. After a couple of spears, and well, you guessed it, Bobby Lashley wins 1-2-3. Bobby Lashley advances. It was a decent match, and they did what they had to do to try to put the match over. Again, it made it more believable. It was 2-on-1. Grado had his comedy spots, and Bobby Lashley does what Bobby Lashley does, and that's beat people up. And that's what he should do. So again, Bobby Lashley goes over Grado and Robbie E. Now, Mr. Spectacular, Jesse Garders, is backstage waiting for Aaron Rex. And man, they break into one hell of a brawl backstage. I mean, getting slammed to the doors, getting slammed here, getting slammed there, using a freaking rolling cart. I mean, Aaron Rex was getting his butt cheeks handed to him by Mr. Spectacular. And I like this kid a lot, this young man. I like him a lot, man. I think this guy, again, is another future champ over TNA. If not here, then maybe somewhere else. This guy has the look. He has the moves. The guy is an athlete. He's built his body up, like Ben Hameen says, the right way, so on and so forth. So, and the guy has the pedigree of being on television. So he has a little bit of everything. He's fantastic. I think that kid's going to go a long, long way. Again, I call him kid because I probably got about 10, 15 years on him. Believe it or not, I'm pretty old. But I look all right. Yeah, not bad for 70. Anyway, Bill Apter's actually younger than me. Not true. So, man, Aaron Rex gets the living crap beat out of him. He finally gets away from Jesse Garders, jumps in his car, which is a very nice car. I think it was a Mercedes-Benz. Was it a Mercedes BMW? No, I think it was a Mercedes-Benz. But anyway, jumps into his car, gets the hell out of Dodge. We move on. And Brother Nero, oh, God, this was hilarious. Again, he puts Matt on the bike that he broke his leg on, the motorcycle he broke his leg on, and Matt is absolutely looks like he's gonna crap his pants the entire ride. And Matt is riding along with the brother. They finally go to the magical lake, the magical waters of reincarnation, and whatever the hell he calls it. And Skarsgård is there, and he's telling him, hey, talk to Skarsgård. And what do you mean talk to Skarsgård? It's funny because Matt Hardy's his whole dialect thing kept going in and out, and I like that. It was weird. What was really funny was Matt was saying, I can't explain this to you. It's hard to describe. And then all of a sudden he turns around, the scribe is there, the guy that writes down. Gold, man. I mean, absolute gold. Jeff is trying to force Matt into the magical waters, and Matt, his brother Nero, he has anger issues, and no, he's not getting fighting is not the answer, so on and so forth. And well, brother Nero basically says, look, I'm tired of this. I'm not gonna fight you. You know what? I'll just go fight them myself. And Brother Hero He walks away, leaving his brother standing knee deep in the magical waters of the lake, in the Hardy compound. It's gonna be interesting. I'm really digging this, and anyway, I thought it was gonna be awesome. So he's gonna go off and fight the DCC himself. Speaking of the DCC, anyway, I don't go too far ahead. Eli Drake, dummy, yeah. Keep hitting myself, and that hurts. Oh, not digging that. Anyway, I'm gonna have a bruise here, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Both men are beating the living daylights out of each other. I mean, Eli Drake is outside the ring, and Eddie Edwards hits a suicide dive, and I thought he killed himself on the guardrail. He hits Eli Drake, clears Eli Drake, lands on the guardrail into the crowd, knocks out some old lady's teeth. Those go flying, hits some kid in the face. The kid goes blind. The kid stumbles down the stairs, hits the popcorn guy. I mean, it was just like none of that really happened, except for the part with Eddie Edwards. But yeah, that kid's eye. Anyway, so that was really, really bad. My God, I thought he died. And inside, but he didn't, thank God. And Eli Drake is inside the ring. He hits Eddie Edwards with this freaking sky high, like rock bottom, freaking amazing count. I mean, it's just I would have finished the guy with that, I think. Now listen, towards the end of the match, we have Eli Drake, who goes to the top rope for some reason. I guess who's the dummy? I mean, seriously, I was gonna do the whole dummy thing, but it hurts. Like I said, it's this leg. Eli Drake misses whatever attack he was going to do. And, well, guess what? He gets a face full of Boston knee party. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Edwards defending his TNA World Heavyweight title once again. Ladies and gentlemen, this has, I was going to say the show's over, but no. 3, 2, 1. The DCC make themselves known. The lights go out, and they leave the champ. Excuse me, they totally decimate the champ. They leave the champ laying on the ground, laying the TNA title across his chest. Excuse me, guys. I have a bad cold. And I think it's my allergies or whatever. I don't know what it is. It's killing me. I won't do that next week. I apologize for the coughing. But they totally beat the living hell out of this guy. Next week, I know Jeff's going to show up, I guess, and face these guys. I don't know what they are, who they are, but, well, who are they? Well, the masked men unmasked. And the first guy unmasked, he's an independent wrestling superstar. It's actually really awesome. Please Google the name Eddie Kingston. Google that name. He unmasked first. Then the second one to unmask is Bram. And then the third one to unmask, Mr. Sorry About Your Damn Luck, James Storm. What does this mean for TNA? What does this mean for this group? Where are they going? What are they doing? Why? I have so many questions. And the only way we can answer them is by, well, tuning in next week. And guys, if you would like, come back and join me here for your OneWrestling.com TNA Impact Wrestling Report with me, Big Ray. Follow me on Twitter at Big Ray Show. Ladies and gentlemen, you can follow the entire family here at OneWrestling.com, YouTube /OneWrestling Video. Of course, the legendary Bill Apter. Follow him on Twitter at After1Wrestling. OKayFabe Content, OKayFabe. Follow him on Twitter at OKayFabe. That's OKayFabe. Hey, we have a new member, Mimi the Wrestling Chick. Follow on Twitter at The Wrestling Chick, and end that with a C, not with a CK. It's a chick, not like a little, that didn't sound like a chicken. But anyway, of course, Billy Ray Valentine at Obi-Wan, you know me, the Pharaoh Fancy, 8-Track Brown at Pharaoh Fancy, the Professor Quintana, Anthony Quintana. Follow him on Twitter at PROFPW Hustle, FAMEBLACK at FAMEBLACK. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is actually his real name. Am I leaving anyone out? Of course. Guys, he will always be with us in spirit. Please give a follow to my brother Bill Schuyler at You Got the Show. That's UGOTDASHOW. And ladies and gentlemen, I always say this every single week, every single time I do anything. I would do this for a living, but if I can, I would do it anyway. Why? Because I love talking wrestling, and I love you guys. And I'm just going to borrow something from my brother Bill Schuyler. Hopefully next week, I'll see you again. But if I don't, I'll see you down the road. Peace, guys. Thanks for joining me.
you.